The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Café. This is the United Podcast Network.
If you're building or buying or selling a home, the Real Estate Crew's got news for you at the Real Estate House Party.
With attorney Rick Carter,
Real Estate House Party.
paralegal Kathy Holtshouser,
Real Estate House Party. Come in, have fun.
and comedian Tony V. Now, here's real estate attorney Rick Carter.
Welcome and thanks for joining us here on the Real Estate House Party. It's so nice to be back with you two there.
Always a pleasure.
For the longest time, we had a lot of guests on. Sometimes it's good just us three
I
chatting.
know.
They get in the way.
Because we
They get in
get
the way.
because we get to do whatever we want.
We get to do
'Cause
whatever we
it's our
want.
show,
Right,
our rules,
Right.
my house, my rules.
We seem
And
to,
let's be honest, we know the most.
yeah,
You think so?
We know everything.
absolutely.
Okay.
Sure. They're just, when we bring them on, maybe, what are they, just window dressing? Is that what you're thinking then?
No,
Tony?
don't say that on the air.
Well, he just said we know the most. No, we've had some good guests
Yeah.
We have.
that do know their
All our
stuff.
guests are good.
Everything we say is not true.
Wow.
No, that's not. Well,
But then, by fact, that is not true.
I know.
That is
so
not
you just
true.
How
can't
do
say
we,
yourself.
how do we, I know, double negative that one
right.
there, so.
Right.
Don't
if
double
you're
negative.
a liar, can you tell you're a liar? If you say you're telling the truth, you could be
Still lying.
But if you say you're a liar, you could be lying.
Oh my
Right.
God. Yeah.
It's a conundrum.
It's a conundrum.
It's a conundrum.
And everything you do is a conundrum.
It is a
Everything
conundrum.
we
My
do is
life's
a conundrum.
I know.
Right.
I know.
My
I
life's
know.
a conundrum.
I know.
If I do it this way, this is going to happen. If I do it this way, everyone's life is a conundrum.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway, anywho,
hi.
Welcome to the Real Estate House Party.
got a lot to talk about today.
What are we talking about?
We're going to kind of recap some stuff, but throw a few different stories in there that title problems still, you got to do title searches. I'm sorry. I say it all the time.
Who does a title search?
The buyer's
We don't.
attorney does.
The buyer's
Kathy
attorney.
won't. Yeah, I'm sorry. You're right. Closing attorney
The
does
closing attorney.
I had a funny joke yesterday. Rick emails his entire staff and says, "Anybody have any title problems?" And I wrote back, "Nope, because I don't order titles anymore."
that. And that was just a joke between us. Now the world knows.
No,
that.
I
We
do
don't.
titles. Are you
Of course
kidding me?
you do.
All right.
It's a
She's
joke.
The best. In between watching Suits.
Again, liars. And
Right,
I know.
You know, Suits has commercials.
No, they don't.
They don't?
Not on Netflix
streaming.
for $19.99, honey.
Don't argue with her about the
All right.
formatted Suits there.
All
Did you
right.
ever watch Suits?
No.
No. All right.
It's so good.
I don't.
It gives me anxiety because
What's it
everybody's
about?
like,
Lawyers.
it's a law office.
Oh,
Yeah.
Everybody's like
I know.
double crossing everybody.
Yeah,
and-
yeah.
She's so fixated on watching a show on a law office,
Yeah.
which is she's worked at
I'm
one
just
for
coming up-
40 years.
I'm just coming up with.
I mean,
Maybe she's learning how to act if she ever goes to work.
Whoa! All right, so there's one thing.
There's a hot take.
There's one thing that I'm going to correct you to on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have done some.
You didn't correct him on that. I guess you
No,
let that
I'm
go.
gonna.
Go
It's
ahead.
gonna
No,
be a.
go
ahead.
Yeah, I am
It's a
correcting
play.
him right
Yes,
now.
right.
Okay.
I do a lot more than meets the eye.
You're more than just a pretty face that sits
Yep.
around the office.
Yes.
Okay.
So I handle stuff that no one else handles.
You don't have to explain your.
No.
You don't have to justify
Yes,
your
I
existence.
do.
Well, maybe you do after a few of those
Yeah,
comments.
yes.
I do things that no one else has the
No,
stomach for.
I know.
Like an audit.
Right.
Like
Title
an
insurance
audit.
people.
An audit of what?
Our books
Oh,
and
And then what they do is, let's see on the calendar when the most inopportune time is to come in.
and they take up our whole day.
Oh, do you have state auditors come in?
Not stay ones.
Yeah,
Our title
our
insurance
title
people do
insurance.
it all the time.
Insurance, yeah.
Basically, if you understand their role, they're looking for fraud,
Yeah.
and they're also looking to make sure that that we're protecting them because we write title insurance on their company.
I see.
So if they were ever to have to foreclose, they want to make sure we have all the supporting
everything's-
documents and
right.
we're
A
doing
bunch of
everything
years
right.
ago, attorneys had this scheme going. Well, I shouldn't say. A couple of attorneys, bad apples,
Yeah.
had a scheme where they would, when there was a million mortgage refinances going on, they would not pay off someone's mortgage.
And then just pay the monthly payment and take the mortgage money.
So they would just pay the VIG, the interest.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then keep the principal.
Exactly.
No, they would.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That's
they
right.
would get like, so say someone refinanced, right?
Right.
And they were supposed to pay off like Bank of America. So the new lender, say
Yeah.
Citizens, gave them the $400,000 to pay off Bank of America.
Right.
They don't pay off Bank of America. They keep the $400,000
And just pay the interest.
Just pay principal and interest to Bank of America.
Pays
for
the VIG.
Right.
Pay the VIG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, because of
And that
that.
doesn't sound proper, does it? No.
No, so because
There's
there's
a
a
big
couple bad
shakeout.
apples, every attorney has to get scrutinized.
So I'm going to come back to me
Oh,
because it
it-
never stays with me. You guys just keep going and talking about something else, and I'm actually feeling like.
No, you're not feeling bad at all.
No, go ahead.
So
Go
we,
ahead, go
we
ahead. Get
so
this
we
in.
had
Kathy, we hear you and we appreciate you.
Thank you, Tony.
Well,
You're well trained.
That's what he says to his wife.
I know.
So we've had this on the calendar, and it's just a gut-wrenching day, right? Because they come in and they disrupt our whole office, and
can't get anything else done.
yeah, because they
They're
ask a
tearing
million
about your
stupid
books.
little
Right,
questions.
right.
But I took the list and I took it upon myself to just start firing everything that they're looking for to the auditor 7 days prior to the.
Oh, you gave them everything that they would ask for.
Say, here you
On
go.
the day
time.
of.
Now,
Knock
that's
yourself
smart.
out. Yeah.
You said she wasn't smart.
No, I
It's
never
You
said
said
that.
You said that?
No, I said you might not show up once in a while.
Oh, that's all. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Anyway,
you're always very
that's
smart.
that's a great idea.
Anyhow,
Oh, yeah. And
Anyhow.
here we are.
he's supposed to come in tomorrow, and he canceled because
He got
is
everything.
all set.
Got everything.
Yeah.
And we got an A+ on our report card.
That's fantastic.
That's good.
That's
See?
worth.
That's
you-
gold.
Go on vacation.
Thank
Kathy.
you. Thank you.
Take yourself a
No, but
couple of weeks.
no one understands this
I
stuff.
do.
We all
I
understand
do.
that. No one's fighting you on that.
Rick says, "Can you get Christine, his wife, on Medicare?" I go, "What? Tell Christine to get her own damn Medicare. What do I look like?"
Yeah. What does she
Wow.
look like?
Wow, a lot of trigger warnings today.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't offend the whole family. by
I'm sorry,
sitting there right
Christine.
now.
Your husband makes me do other things.
Yeah. Oh, that's. I don't know.
Plus, maybe Christine.
I'm not sure if that's.
Forget it.
Plus,
So
I'm
you really
leaving.
want to.
Maybe-
you
I'm
might want to
leaving.
reword that one a little bit.
He makes me like pay parking tickets and stuff like
Yell
that.
out to the boss's wife.
Oh, my
yeah.
God.
Yeah, I'm just saying. You might
All right,
wanna
I'm not gonna talk anymore.
Rethink that one there. So,
Okay.
no, that's fine.
Could you stay and take dictation yourself?
I refuse dictation.
Am I supposed to sit on your lap for dictation?
Hey.
Yeah. So
Forget it. You two minds are in the gutter.
Not
No,
me.
no. Tony, I know you haven't had any sexual innuendos
Nope.
for a
Being
few
nice.
shows now.
I'm doing nice.
Are you busy right now?
Yeah.
Should we get back to you and after you check
She's
out your
very
phone?
busy. Leave her be.
she's checking
She
out
just saved you an audit. Let her
I know.
go do whatever she
I
wants.
did.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, there was some unscrupulous people out there. We'll get back to all important stuff, but you always hear the stories way back when the banks were coming in after some mortgage companies, and the people be out back shredding things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
Ones
there
with
was a
the-
lot of in the and then late 80s, early 90s
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like ComFed
Oh yeah.
with they changed tax returns.
yeah.
Allegedly.
Oh, allegedly.
Listen,
Allegedly.
you can't get away with anything now in this
Exactly.
electronic age.
You're right. No, you're right.
They can
You're right.
trace back. My wife and I were just talking about this. My wife's got me watching the How to Murder Your Husband
Yeah.
shows.
I love those.
Yeah, and everyone we start, I go, it was the wife.
It's all-
Right.
She goes, no, this is called a twist and turn. I go, no, it was the wife.
It's
Or
always the
husband.
She
wife.
was banging somebody else. She
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
have the nerve to do it himself. She
That's
got
a
the
great
boyfriend
show.
to do it, blah, blah, blah. And it's always that. I go, but they're so
Kind of
good.
glossed over that.
Yeah. You go,
He didn't have the nerve to do it himself, so he got a boyfriend to.
Yeah.
All right.
yeah.
But it's the same. It's the same as Dateline, right?
Oh, yeah.
The wife comes up-
Dateline 2020.
All of them.
The stock
Yeah,
and
it's always
trade.
full circle.
Why are we watching this
It's-
stuff?
I don't know, because you know what the answer
You like
is.
train wrecks. You
It's
like train
always
wrecks.
the
Why-
spouse.
Then
Why
watch-
do,
then
why do
watch
we look at
Hoarders.
the accidents across the street
But
all the time?
Here's the thing. The way they get you is they get your cell phone, they get your computer, if you
can't
go
do anything
anywhere,
anymore.
if you go anywhere, that
Right.
you're on camera.
Yeah.
You know.
So, are you guys familiar with the Murdaugh,
Yeah.
Murdaugh trial down in South Carolina?
Yeah.
The prominent attorney that
Yeah,
killed
yeah,
his
yeah,
son
yeah.
and his wife.
his wife, yeah.
He just kills family members like left and right.
But the thing that got him a jail like a life
Yeah.
sentence in jail was his son was on the phone with a friend, and the father walks in and says, "Hey, buddy," or whatever. And they had 25 people parade into that courthouse, one witness after another. Who's the voice that you hear in the background in this, on that? So, but the friend
Did
wasn't.
the witnesses say it was him?
It was
Yeah.
the dad,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
But the point
Yeah.
is, he
wasn't on the phone.
But he wasn't supposed to be there.
Right.
And he said he wasn't there.
Wasn't
so
there.
you caught him on the lie.
Right.
And then when every single person, when they played back, it must have been a voicemail. You know what I mean?
Oh, people have been bagged from Alexa. They hear something going on.
Yeah.
And it's being taped.
Right.
You know, I think I forgot the exact details, but he allegedly murdered the wife, and they calculated how far he was from the hot tub
Yeah.
to the other spot.
Right.
I don't know if you remember that one.
No,
Yeah,
but that's the way it is with, if you're carrying your phone and you put your GPS on to, you know.
Oh, they
or
know
your-
where you are
they
all the time.
So they're like, you would have had to driven 95 miles,
right.
you know,
Yeah,
95 miles an hour to get to where you said you were at a
in
certain
that
time.
time.
You know, the best thing about this is Kathy has done a lot less crimes since she's got a cell phone.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because she
Right.
can be tracked.
Right.
Sure.
But related to all that, I mean, the tech, we talked about a little about this, but how brokers have to be very careful these days.
Right.
One of these days, have we done a broker safety?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, but that's
safety.
that's
But the
related.
other thing that, you know, this is unrelated to real estate, but it could be
Well,
the
it really should be
artificial.
brought up during the show then, now should it? Go ahead, I'm kidding.
I'm
Go ahead.
sensing. I am
AI.
sensing
ahead,
some
no.
hostility coming from my left-hand side. No, but the
actually
AI,
more
does
soccer.
anyone know what AI
I know.
means?
You know, you can do AI for photography now too.
Yeah.
You say, listen, I want a picture of so and so. I threw this out to someone. I want a picture of 3 or 4 rockers on top of on a porch.
Right.
It'll do it for you within minutes.
So
Unbelievable.
so say you
Oh,
have
you
a
go-
picture of your family,
Right.
right? And it's your wife, Gus, your daughter, and then you're standing way off to the side.
Yeah.
They have a way to just
Move
pull
you
you
in.
right in.
Yeah.
Right.
But so at this point, you can't really believe what you see anymore
Right.
because
That's
you
right.
might not even
Deep
be
fakes.
there.
They have those deep fakes now.
So if you
That's why in
were
the
in
real estate
Aruba,
world-
and I would say, well, no, he's not in Aruba because I just saw a picture of Tony on Facebook
Right.
with his family.
right.
But you could not be in this country, and you could be put in that picture,
Sure.
which would ruin any
We had that one
alibi
guy-
you have.
We had that one guy that backed out of a closing because he said when he did his walkthrough,
Yeah.
it looked nothing like the pictures that were online.
Right.
So,
Well, that's his problem that he never
I
went
know,
to see the
I know,
property.
I know.
Just everything.
How do you buy a house sight unseen?
He was busy.
yeah, he really had never seen it.
You're kidding me.
Plus,
No.
he never had anyone go over to visit the thing. He knew nothing about the neighborhood. Yeah.
He just had a tough night of
was
drinking, and
yeah.
he just put it
I'm
off.
buying a house. Which one? That one.
That's in my price range. I don't care what it looks like.
He was surprised the floors were warped when he got
Yeah.
to the walkthrough. I go,
Yeah.
well, why are you surprised? You didn't know anything
You
about
know,
the house.
I don't want to bust this guy's balloon at all, but, dating sites, those people don't always look like they look like online
Really?
either. No, that's their best self.
So I've
AI involved
A
in
little
that.
bit. Yeah.
I've heard of like wives being mad at their husband or ex-husband at that point,
Yeah.
and they put up like the grossest picture of their husband, or maybe even a good one, and they say, "I am a loser. I will never take you out on a date.
Right.
I have an STD. You know what I mean?" And it's another
See, it can be fun, is what you're saying.
another disgruntled ex-wife.
Yeah.
We had that
There's
couple.
there's a comedian, Janet McNamara, who I find very funny.
Okay.
And she had a Tinder profile where she had a black eye and like blood.
Oh my
Missing
god.
teeth.
Did she get any swipes?
Yes, of course, because there's lunatics. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Or the women that say, I've heard of this from other people, I love the way you look. You're the love of my life. And before you know it, you've fallen in love with someone, you don't even know who you're talking to. Or
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
they say, do you have the what's app or the WhatsApp.
Right, WhatsApp.
And
Watch
then
any Netflix documentaries on that
Oh,
stuff?
yeah,
That
Anna-
football
Anna.
player.
Oh, yeah.
Anna,
Oh, yeah.
that girl. What was her name?
I don't know. Or
Reinventing Anna.
Yeah, right.
That crazy girl.
Right.
It's just crazy.
It was that football
Yeah.
player that fell in with some imaginary
Oh,
person.
yeah. We talked
And
about
then they
that
start,
one
like,
time.
people start giving them money. Oh, what was that called? The
I don't remember the exact title.
the Tinder swindler.
No, this was a different one.
No, but the Tinder swindler was the same. Like, women were, like, giving him thousands and thousands and
Oh,
thousands
there
of...
was a big story.
It's the truth,
Documentary
yeah.
about him. Yeah.
And as I'm watching it, I'm like,
And they all got together.
what is wrong with you?
Yeah. When you read shit like that, you go like, really? You that's like, don't fall for that 101.
Right.
People do it, though. We had,
I pull up my Instagram and hi, this is Lisa, and I've noticed your profile.
Oh, I get that
And
all
I
the
look
time.
at Lisa, I go, you want nothing to do with
Yeah, right.
me. You would never.
There's
you
10,000
wouldn't talk
views.
to me, right?
She's from Venezuela,
right.
and
It's
she's
like
interested in what Rick Carter's doing.
It's like the friend request from someone that has no friends.
Yeah.
No, this is
And-
the opposite. They got 10,000 people.
10,000, right.
They go, I'm interested in you. Okay.
Sure you
All
are,
right.
sure.
You want the
At
credit
least
card.
somebody
You want
is.
the credit card sent over to you. But we had that. We had our we shouldn't say it, but our guy who takes all our documents away and shreds them.
Oh, yeah. I think we told this story.
Yeah. I mean, he fell for that one where they said they're haggling over how much to sell the car for, $25,000, $3,000.
Oh, yeah.
The guy
Send me
sends a $3,000 car. I
send
said,
me back to 25.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. So, and we said, how do people? People fall for this.
Yeah.
We had the guy who fell in love with his secretary from
The virtual assistant.
the virtual assistant. Yeah.
We haven't.
We
I
might
haven't seen him since.
We might have to replay that one.
That was one of the
Do you remember
funniest
my
ones.
face?
The three of us are like,
How?
I got a new one the other day. I haven't seen this one before. Yesterday, actually, on my Facebook, I got an instant message from someone that I somehow let on my friends list. It's hard when you're doing. I'm sure you get. I'm not on your level, but
Right.
being a musician and that you start letting some people on
Sure.
your Facebook because you're trying to network. Anyway, I let somebody in and she messages me and she says, "Oh, did you use your Facebook winnings for da 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 da?" And I'm Facebook winnings? What? She said, "Oh, I got $137,000 from Facebook." That's as far as I got. I said, "Sure, you did."
Yeah,
Bye.
of course,
Yeah.
right, right.
Yeah, like
Right.
oh no, and I saw you on the winners list. Like who?
Oh, yeah.
Facebook's not
No,
giving
they
anybody
didn't.
137.
No.
Like how
I got
dumb.
137,000 from Facebook.
Like how dumb do these people think you are? And
Well,
no
they-
offense, but if you're falling for it, like
You deserve it.
oh my god, like I wish you don't.
well, some
but
are so.
Who would believe
Someone's
that?
been emailing me say, "Oh, I heard you want to trademark something. You've been approved. All you have to do is send in your credit card." I go, "Oh, okay. That's
Okay,
all I
let me
do.
get the credit
What's
card
your-
out.
What's your phone number?" But I've gotten about 4 or 5 of those emails, and Ian calls saying,
Right.
"Oh yeah, no, you're all of a sudden you're approved, and I know it's going to take 3 years, and all of a sudden a day and a half later it's approved, but you're on some public listing somewhere that
That you're looking for a trademark.
you're looking for a trademark."
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So how about this? Like, because the phone's always listening to us, right? So
Oh, yeah.
say I want to get like one of those robots to clean my pool.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
say,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
I had a pool.
A robot
yeah.
pool.
Like one of those things,
Yeah.
right?
we know.
They're like $1,000.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, 999.99.
Yeah,
But then they know that I'm looking for it because I've been shopping online for it.
yeah.
And then all of a sudden I start getting the ads for $49.99. That would be amazing. The chances of me getting that, right?
right.
And you
Oh,
go on
yeah.
there, you give them your credit card information, and
Also,
they
the
are-
whole site's
Yeah.
Is a scam.
So what they
Yeah,
do
yeah.
is they you have to figure out
yeah.
say Costco,
Right.
like,
Yeah.
Sure.
You have
Oh,
to
yeah.
figure out and then you have to look at their website, and then it's like West Elm whatever,
Right.
like you know what I mean. So you have to be a little bit more careful when you're clicking.
No, you're right, because this thing I'm doing, it's going to probably cost $500,000 or whatever. They call up and say, "Oh, for $25, you're all set."
Right.
You just
Well, it's the
send it
same.
over.
It's the same type of thing was what I said. Like $49.99.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But in your head, you're like, I don't want to spend $1,000 on a
Right.
pool
Oh,
robot.
$50 I'll spend.
Yeah, and then you put your debit card in, and they are off to the races. Literally.
For $50, you could get like a kid with a snorkel go down and get it for you.
Yeah.
Pay
Yeah.
him once. Give him an ice cream, send him packet.
I think I will. And I'm going to pay him in cash, though.
Sure, of
Yeah.
course.
And that's the
You
other
get yourself a pool boy, Cap.
Woohoo. How old does he have to be? What's the statute?
But Kathy,
What's the statute?
you don't own a pool. Oh, don't worry about that, honey.
Oh,
I was
details.
I was going to get a pool.
Don't be so persnickety.
I was going to get a pool.
There's a lot of other stuff you can do around the house before I get the pool, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything.
No,
Yeah.
I was waiting. I like when Tony.
No, yeah, because
looks
Tony
right
gets in
down at
trouble.
Yeah.
Tony's going to get in trouble
He's
with
got some
me.
trigger
No,
warnings.
and of
Yeah.
course it's my friend Kathy and I wouldn't
Right.
say anything
See, Rick.
derogatory.
But Rick's been throwing
He's
me
vicious.
darts all day.
I have not.
Don't even talk. Don't even say.
What?
Don't say
What?
mean things because I haven't finished your closing for
I have
tomorrow
never-
morning.
I have never said one mean thing about you in my life.
You said I was the most annoying person you knew.
No, I asked if there was anyone in my contacts list that
That's
would
a
be
question.
Right,
That is
exactly.
technically a question.
Right. Is
Not
there
a
anyone in my
state-
contact
Not
list
a statement of
that's-
fact.
Right. I don't know why you made that leap from it, but
That's more annoying than you.
I just said I'm going to look on my contact list.
Right.
I didn't say
he
you.
didn't- Right.
Right.
That's
Right.
it. He could
Right.
come upon one.
Right.
So while he was looking,
Yeah.
It's
I
like when
started going.
It's like when you,
It's my turn.
oh,
When he started looking, I said, you know what? I have no problem holding on because I'm gonna look too to see.
Ah,
oh, yeah.
right.
So-
I'll throw that
Turn
back in
about
my
it.
Yeah,
face.
yeah.
Turnabout is
It's like
fair
she used
play.
to say, "You're acting like an idiot." I said, "Did you call me an idiot?" She goes, "No, you're acting like an idiot."
Yeah.
Like there's a
That's
distinction.
an
There
old
is it.
baseball thing.
That's a distinction.
Yeah. That's an old baseball thing where
Okay.
they got it at the ump. You're acting like
Oh,
a,
okay.
You know,
You can't get thrown
Yeah,
out
you can't-
for
right.
Because
Did
you're
you call
acting
me
like
a-
one. No, I didn't.
No, I
didn't
did
say-
not.
I'm just
Right.
saying.
Touche, Tony.
Yeah.
I'm not
I
sure.
won that
I'll
one.
tell you a story off air that happened to
Kathy
me.
1, Rick 0.
I love your off-air stories.
Well, yeah, because it's not a word I want to say on the
No,
air.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Since when have you been so?
No, it's the word you don't want
Oh,
to say.
okay. No,
Yeah,
we're good.
In Australia,
The
you can
Australian
say
girls
it.
use
You
it
can-
all the
you can
time.
throw it
I have a
around.
free pass. I can say the word.
Yeah.
All right, title searches. I know we keep saying that. I have a new one. A guy had a $400 for his client, $400 tax taking from like the 60s. He says, should I get that taken care of? I go, yeah, you just got to call the town.
Assuming that it was just not released. It was paid but not released.
Yeah. So I said, you got to call the town, get a release. He calls the town, $350,000.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
She hadn't paid taxes since the 60s.
How do they let you get away
I know.
with that?
I said to the guy, I said, well,
He's lucky,
yeah.
actually.
He had no payments.
So I hope he got out of the cell in the house.
Wait a second.
No, you heard it right.
How much was the house worth?
Oh, it's probably worth $1 million.
Oh, okay. So but you could pay him for the proceeds.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Then
but
that comes off.
Yeah, it's the sale price.
I would
Yeah.
die in that house if the town let me not
Yeah.
pay taxes.
I know there's probably more to that story. It's just the
There's
fact
gotta
that,
be.
the fact that I said, all right, just call the town because he was
Right.
about to list it.
Yeah.
I said, make sure you get that release. So
And you know, it's so funny. We're kind of blasé on those.
I know.
It's from 1967. What are the
it should be
chances of that
fine.
being outstanding?
And then I was even more blasé. He says, yeah, you're not going to believe it. We did call the town. It's $350,000. I go, yeah, just pay it. You know, you're gonna sell it for $1 million. In the 60s, it was worth $3,500.
Right.
But yeah, for some reason, she just was able to just keep pushing it off, rolling it down.
It's like the people that stop making their mortgage payment, but then they get away with
Sure.
it falls through the cracks.
Yeah.
Then they put hardwood floors in and put a second floor on, a swimming pool, cobblestone driveway.
Yeah.
And then they're completely and utterly horrified when the bank shows up and locks them out of the house.
Right.
They're like, I got to stay here for 7 years. I make my mortgage payment.
Right.
Why are you
Oh.
kicking me out now?
We had a
Talk
broker.
about it being
We had a
indignant.
broker. Remember that one?
Oh,
there,
my
where
God.
She was listing a house. They found it was a huge title problem.
Right.
It was a vacant house. Big title problem because the person put the deed on the wrong unit. So it was almost like a ghost of a house, you know. And but there was a mortgage that was supposed to be on this one unit.
Right.
But they put it on the neighbor's property. So the seller's long gone. Don't you know the listing broker moves into the house and never doesn't pay for years.
And then
So-
calls us indignant about, why am I getting kicked out of this house?
Wait.
Well,
I like what Tony says.
Wait,
after
what?
After he's
Because I'm incredulous.
yeah, I know. Yeah, you heard
Somebody
it right.
made a mistake
Someone made a mistake.
and put this title on
Put like a mortgage on like the
mortgage
name.
on the
neighbor's
wrong
house.
unit.
Right.
So this house exists.
Yep. And the
but it's
seller's
not-
long gone for whatever reason.
Right.
Because they think they're going to get foreclosed on.
Right.
They don't want anything to do with the house.
So they're not making any money. They just
They're
walk
not
away.
making
Right.
money. We're calling it a day. Here's the keys.
Right.
And then the broker
Says,
says,
I think I'm going to move my entire family in here.
yeah. So the broker calls
But
us.
he knows the situation or not.
It's a she, and yes, she knows.
She
it.
knows the
definitely knows.
situation.
Yeah.
Taking advantage of the system.
Yeah.
Of the system.
Yeah.
And then they
Then
finally
they
catch
finally
up with
figure it out, and they said, "Well,
You
wherever
owe us."
you are, you got to get out of there."
Right.
And she was a little annoyed.
How can
that
you?
the-
What about
how
squatters'
can you
rights?
help me? How can you help me stay in this house? Rick goes, I can't.
It's not your house.
make the payments, get the deed in your name, and you have the
It's like
condo
when,
docs corrected. You'll be fine.
It's like when Louis Litt tries to keep
Here we go. That's a Suits
Suits.
reference.
Nigel's cat. Remember that?
I do remember that.
That was hysterical. I think I'm a better cat parent than Nigel is. Sorry.
Suits reference.
I guess. We're going to have to put a bibliography at the end of the show, Chrissy. Things to know to listen to that real estate house part. Suits.
I think a lot of people will understand that.
They'll understand. All right, here's another one that's just, and again, I keep saying it, but I actually think a buyer should do a title search. We're not even wait for the closing attorney. I know. But here's another one. So this broker goes to all the expense of marketing it, with all that entails, gets the house sold, and when the house gets sold, they find out there's this failed septic system, gets their friends in to do a new septic system because they figure they're going to get paid at closing.
Sure.
And then the title search shows up where the guy owes $1 million on a mortgage, but he was paying a 25% interest rate because he had to get this loan. They modified that, but never paid off this mortgage, put a new mortgage on, so now we're up to $2 million.
$2 million.
What?
Yeah. Now
Plus
he has
the VIG.
Plus the VIG.
Plus $1 million, $100,000 IRS. Is that the same one?
Yep. And then 3 attachments.
Or more than attachments, executions.
Yes, exactly. And so he says, well, I'm just going to have to go bankrupt then. So all the people did all that work on it, including the septic design. Install.
They get nothing.
They're
No
gonna
one
get
gets
nothing.
They
anything.
get squat, right?
So again, no one listens to me, but why don't you do the title search first?
Or call us.
Just call us.
Yeah.
How about that? Well, maybe we should just...
Because you would have picked up on that
Right.
6 weeks ago.
Right, exactly.
But
So
my
maybe
argument
Saving
there,
yourself any heartache by trying to do it yourself.
I know.
my idea though, if I was in that situation,
Yep.
would have been to come up front with my real estate
Exactly.
agent and say, "Listen, I got a crazy mortgage."
But when we used to do short sales, they don't read their mail anymore.
Right. So there is a
they're putting
type
all
of
those in the
person.
corner.
Right. There is a type of characteristic of a person that is getting foreclosed on or doing a short sale.
Yeah, you don't
is-
want to hear it.
They
You
don't
want to
right.
see it.
They don't
Yeah.
open their
Right.
mail.
Yeah.
They don't
Right.
answer any
Yeah.
phone calls. They
Right.
They just don't
They
want
just
to
want
deal
to
with
go
it.
away, right.
Right.
So
right.
and that was very typical of our short sale clients.
Right,
Right.
sure.
It was all in a pile of...
And who cares if you got if you
You're
got
going
that
to lose
close?
money. You're losing money.
Right.
What do you give a shit?
Right.
Right.
But you're right. They probably should have said to the broker, hey...
I'm in a little bit of a quandary.
A couple of issues here.
Right.
I'm
Yes.
in a bit of a pickle.
So he owes about $2 million on...
But the other real simple thing is there's such a thing as the World Wide Web. Do you guys know what that is?
www. So where would they go on to get information on property
So,
they own in Massachusetts?
If I was a real estate agent and Tony V's selling his house, I would go on www.masslandrecords.com. And if he lives in, Plymouth County or wherever he lives,
Whatever county. Middlesex.
I
So
go
you
into
scroll down.
I
Yeah.
put Tony's name in.
When
Yeah.
we first hit Suffolk,
Yeah.
get to the registry.
I could do this for myself.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
www.masslandrecords.
So then you go in there, you scroll down, hit
Yeah.
the registry you're in,
Yeah.
hit that,
Yeah.
and it'll come up. It's very easy. It'll say,
Put your name in, and you
Yep.
can see your deed, you can see your mortgage, you can see your discharge of mortgage, you can see if there's a tax lien, you can see You can pretty much, and it's all public.
It's all public record.
So if I was selling that house, or as a
Exactly.
rule,
Right.
I would go home and start. If you're putting like a sales pitch together for them to get the listing, you might want to look at the seller themselves.
So
too.
a buyer can do that too.
Right.
So if a buyer says, I really love this house, but I just don't want any delays in the closing.
Right.
So I better make sure there's no title problem.
And if they're selling for $1 million, it's very simple, quick second grade math. If they're selling for $1 million and they have a $2 million mortgage on the property, you can see that there's
a discrepancy there.
It could work out, but there's an indication.
Right.
I think they call them red flags.
Red flags.
Red
So
flags.
a couple other steps, and we might end up with this one and the day for this one. But if you go in there, you don't see your name, it might be because you have registered land.
Right.
So you just go to the other
To the
side,
land
which is very
court,
easy.
right.
And if you're still having troubles, what I usually do is go to the assessor's office in town.
And get the booking page.
It'll say, here's your
right
booking
on,
page.
Right.
So we'll go right
It'll
on.
tell you right.
So if
tells
you
you-
do 10 minutes of research,
Research, yeah.
Saves hundreds of thousands of dollars.
and
But
so much
that's it.
time.
And so much time.
Yeah. And time is invaluable. Let's
Or
go.
you could call Carter Law Office.
And they'll do it for you.
And
Yeah.
we'll do it for you.
For free.
in
for
between
free.
episodes of Suits.
Right. Well, no, Rick will do it. I'm watching.
Oh, you're watching
He's already
Suits.
done watching
Yeah.
Suits. I'm in the middle of it.
And, you know, we could sum up our whole show, but just don't be an a-hole.
Right. And watch Suits.
All right, let me
We
write
gotta
this
go.
down. Watch Suits. Don't be an a-hole.
I gotta go.
All right. We're waiting on you.
Bye.
All right. Hit it. Thanks for joining us here on the Real Estate House Party. Kathy Holtshouser, Tony V. We're going to see you next week with a lot more information to chat about.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Café, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.